Do you sometimes find that when you're playing guitar solos, they sound a little bit boring and not a lot of emotion in them? Hi there, I'm Owen Vickers from Guitar Mastery Method. We have taught tens of thousands of guitar players just like you around the world to really improve their guitar playing. What I'm going to talk to you about today is phrasing, or putting more emotion into your solos. Phrasing is one of the most important parts of lead guitar playing. How you phrase a solo can make a difference from an average guitar solo to a truly epic, memorable solo. If you think of all the really great, memorable solos, they have one thing in common. You can either sing along to them, or you can tell what's coming next just by hearing the solo one or two times. The note choice, the rhythm, and the techniques used all go together to make up a great solo. Let's just take a lick and play it with no phrasing. And now let's put in a few little techniques and put some phrasing in there. See what it sounds like. See how just adding in a few cool techniques like slides, bends, and hammer-ons can take pretty boring sounding, almost scale type sound into something that's a really nice sounding lick. Phrasing is made up of a few key elements: dynamics and rhythm, space, and repetition. Dynamics are things like altering the volume of different notes, so not playing every single note at the same volume and intensity. It's also techniques like bends, vibrato, hammer-ons, and pull-offs, legato, all those kind of techniques. Rhythm is, of course, playing on the beat, ahead of the beat, or behind the beat. Space is the concept of leaving notes to breathe, so playing a note and then not necessarily having to rush into the next thing, giving a little bit of time for the listener to take in what you've just played and to give it some space. Repetition is another really important part of phrasing, and you'll hear this a lot in blues music. I'll show you an example. So the use of repetition there was a repeat of that lick, or a slight variation of it, just adding on to it each time. Let's just go back and talk about the dynamics section that I spoke of earlier. There's a few techniques which can really improve your phrasing, which is bending, vibrato, hammer-on pull-off, and slides. Let me give you an example of how each of these can help out with your phrasing. Alright, so basically there with the bending, I just modified a little bit to pick the bend along the way. Just gives it a little bit of a different sound than just the normal bend, which still sounds good, but if you want to get some variety in your phrasing, try mixing those things up. Also, a really important part of good phrasing is to have a good controlled vibrato technique. Now, a vibrato is basically just a small bend and release on a note. You can have different speeds of vibrato, like a slow vibrato, or a faster one. With bending, you can vary the speed of the bends. You can do a fast bend, or you can do a slow bend, or any speed of bend in between, really. And you can mix this up during your solos. If you're playing a lick, try putting in a fast bend and a slow bend. See which one sounds better. With sliding, you can vary the speed of your slides, fast slides, or slower ones. And there's a lot of things you can do around hammer-ons, pull-offs, and legato techniques as well. I hope you enjoyed this brief diving into the world of phrasing. With lead guitar, as I said, it's one of the most important things to master and to work on in your practice routines. If you enjoyed this video, please do click the subscribe button down below and you'll find out about all our new lessons coming up. Also, in the description box down below, I'll put a link to a guitar practice cheat sheet which will show you exactly what you need to be practicing every time you pick up your guitar. See you in the next lesson.